get some information. I want some things that I can do if I'm capable at home. Where would you have that person start?
Okay? I will tell you.
And I have not used a flag on him. I have used.
So the thing is he better now than he was when you started?
I believe. Well, before you answer that question, what's your opinion about? I've always heard having the horse walk with you that the horse pretty much stays there.
Okay.
Owner seller had him walk behind.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there thinking, well, and especially too, I have had a total reverse shoulder replacement.
So let me handle him. This is an evaluation of a Rocky Mountain horse, and no matter what horse, no matter what breed, horses can only think of one thing at a time. And this one here has a tendency to overreact sometimes. Is that correct?
Kind of. I mean, that's because I don't know what he's been.
Well, you have to start dancing with who you took to the party. You gotta. I want you to stay in the moment like him. So what happened yesterday? We're going to deal with what we need to deal with in the moment, not what happened 2 weeks ago. Okay? He's not afraid of this flag. I suspect that you're not. I suspect that you're a little too worried about
Doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm. That in itself is doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a leader.
Yes.
You need to be the leader. You need to not overthink it. It is what it is. 1 + 1 is 2. If I shake this rope left and right, I want him to back up 2 steps. See how he's not?
Right.
If you were riding him, you were sitting on his back, your left rein and your right rein, left, right, you'll get in time with his front feet, and when you go left and right, when he moves the foot that you want him to move, you quit pulling on that and you ask him for something else. It's real simple. So left and right makes the halter rock on his nose. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this left and right is exactly the same as riding. Your hands would do the same thing if you were riding him with the halter. So he backed up, he's licking and chewing. That right there, no big deal. I want to be able to rub him all over with the tool that I'm going to use. And I don't want him to move because I'm not asking him to move. Horses can read your intentions. So if you think a thing before you do it, the thought is your intention. So the best way to do anything is to think, plan, implement the plan, then observe, remember, and compare the results. If the results were terrible, do a different plan. But if you do the same thing over and over again and you expect different results, that's one of Einstein's theories of insanity.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So, I want you to get this better. If a horse can only think of one thing at a time, if he's looking over there and he's spooked, he shouldn't be getting in trouble for spooking. You should be getting, if anything, in trouble for letting his attention go away from you. So the first thing we have to have before we can do anything with a horse is their attention on us, if they can only think of one thing at a time. If this horse was going around the round pen and looking to the outside, you could say, yes, he's going around the round pen.
Mm-hmm.
But he's looking to the outside. He'd rather be outside. And he's not paying no attention to you whatsoever.
Which is one of the things that is an issue with Rio.
Well, the thing is in order for him to communicate with you, he's got to look at you. I'm going to rub this other side. And I want him to stand still. Now, everything that we do on the ground out here is 100% as close as possible to how we ride. Which means I'm not going to show you no magic tricks. I'm not going to show you anything other than some things that you can copy when you sit on his back. All right. I'm going to try to keep my hand behind his eye, because you can't ride with your hand in front of his eye, can you?
No, you'd be leaning way forward.
You'd fall off.
Mm-hmm.
You'd scare your horse. You can't ride with your hands in front of his eye. That's the way you lead bucket calves. So, I want him to go forward. I'm going to put my legs on him and ask him to go forward with my legs. I'm not going to use my hand. When he started going forward, I quit. I want him to go forward when I think forward. Now I'm going to plan it. How am I going to get him to go forward? I'm going to tap him with my legs. This is my legs right now. That means go forward. It doesn't mean stand there and quiver. When he took a step forward, I left him alone. I want him to trust your judgment. You see how he stopped? He's not allowed to dictate direction or speed. If we're walking, he needs to walk until I ask him to do something else. When he looks to the outside, I close my fingers. When he looks to the circle, I open them. He bumps into his own pressure. I'm not pulling on him. Now, if I was riding him, I would pick up my inside rein and put my thumb in my pocket, and I would move his inside hind leg underneath him and leave him alone. Now I'm going to pet him. He won't let me pet him. I'm not going to chase him. I only have 3 rules when I work with a horse. Rule number 1, they're not allowed to touch me for the rest of their life. But I can touch them anytime I want. And I touch them a lot. Rule number 2, they're not allowed to dictate direction or speed, which means if we're walking, they walk. If we're trotting, they trot. If we're stopped, they stop. And rule number 3, never chase their face. You see how he's looking to the outside there? I want him looking here. I want his attention on me. I want him to relax. He's looking away. I'm not going to do anything other than bring his attention back to me. And I'm going to rub his jaw. His jaw is an endorphin trigger. There's a nerve cluster in both jaws. If you rub a circle on them, it releases dopamine into the brain and relaxes it. That's one of the cookie spots, just one. Now I want to go this way. If I touch his right jaw, I want his left front foot to step over. And my intentions are go forward. We'll see what happens. Nothing. I'm touching his right jaw and I want his left front foot to step over. If you were riding him your hand would go out, you'd touch his jaw, his leading foot would go the direction that you're looking at. Add my legs. Legs mean forward. Leave him alone. You see how he moved his left front foot to the direction of travel? That's what we're after. Right jaw, left front foot. He moved it, I quit. I want him to walk forward. He doesn't get to stop. He's not allowed to dictate direction or speed. I'm not beating him up. I'm just touching him. I'm reinforcing my thought. I'm going to pick up and put my inside hand, thumb in my pocket. I want this right hind foot to step under himself. Just like that. Leave him alone. He creeped on me. Left and right means back up. 1, 2. 2 steps. The first step changes his mind because he can only think of one thing at a time. The second step is for practice. Now I'm going to pet him again with this flag. And I'm going to pet him with this flag every day for the rest of his life until I get 0 response. I'm not whipping this flag around. I'm petting him with it. There's a difference. I want to touch him everywhere. I want him to stand still. This is his comfort. This is his reward. He gets to relax. Left jaw, right front foot. There, it moved. I quit pulling. Legs mean forward. I'm not pulling him forward. I'm using my legs to go forward. Now I'm going to pick up inside hind leg. Left and right. None of this stuff has to be perfect as long as he tries. You see him dropping his head? When a horse relaxes, they drop their head.
And that's one of the things that I would like to be able to do myself, because I know high head, you can't think. And I just didn't want to do stuff wrong.
You're fine. It's important to you or you wouldn't be here. I'm going to rub that jaw. You see him drop his head? Little.
Yes.
We don't punish out here. We educate the ignorance and reward the slightest try. That head drop means he was thinking about relaxing. I'm rewarding that thought. He dropped his head. It was only an inch. Putting it on the ground is easy. Every time he gives me 1/8 of an inch, I let go of that pressure. I'm holding right there. I'm not pulling. I want him to drop his head. There. 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 When he drops off of that, I take the pressure off. It only has to be a try. And pretty quick, it'll be clear to the ground. But if you just grab it and pull his head clear down to the ground, he'll throw his head straight in the air and fight you.
Yeah.
Well, when he tries, you got to release that. Now I want to rub his jaw while his head's down here. And that even dropped his head more. This feels good to him. That right there, you see him go up?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to keep doing this till he tries something else. I want him to drop his head. I don't want him to be afraid of this flag. And I'm going to do this until I get just a touch of relaxation going here. If you look at his head, so there's a little anxiety in there, but we're just going to keep doing this until that anxiety goes away, and it won't go away for any other reason other than he trusts you. When they get on the muscle, when they react, they're defending themselves. They wouldn't feel the need to defend themselves if they trusted you. Much better. He didn't throw his head up. And all we did was just wait for the correct response. Rewarded him, see him drop his head again. Pretty quick when you go to that jaw, he's going to drop his head all the time. It's just a learned behavior, but it feels good to him. If you're looking for perfection,
I'm not perfect, Butch.
oh, I know, but if perfection is what you reward, you'll never get it.
No, just the fact that he might think about.
The try, the thought,
Right.
that's what you're after.
Right.
Right jaw, left front foot. Nothing. I'm not going to pull harder. I don't want to teach him to pull on me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put my legs on him. He stepped over. As soon as that left front foot moved, I quit kicking him. I don't care if they cross over, but I'd like for them to lead with the foot to the direction of travel. Pick up inside hind leg, left and right. So now, that's better than it was, huh? We just worked on going forward, turning, yielding our inside hind leg or your hip, and backing up. In that little simple exercise, we worked on 4 or 5 things. Plus, the byproduct of that is he's relaxed. You put my hand above the halter and let him drop his head. Let him drop his head. In a horse fight, the tallest horse wins.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to get in a horse fight. What we want is for this horse to trust us enough that he may not exactly understand what we're asking, but he responds to what he thinks he should, and he doesn't overreact and start defending himself. We want this horse to trust us and trust our judgment. Now, left jaw, right front foot. Nothing. Legs. He moved it, I quit. Now I'm going to change my mind. Remember what I said about intentions? They learn to read your intentions. I'm going to change my mind to stop. I'm going to use the same thing that made him go to reinforce that thought. I got all day. This does not mean go fast. This means what I want it to mean. He's not reading my intentions right now. He's responding or reacting to this flag. And he thinks this flag means I better do something. What I'm thinking is thought. I don't want him to overreact to this. I'm going to reinforce that thought with this flag. This is the very introduction to him reading my intentions. I touched him with the same thing that made him go, and he stopped. Because I'm thinking stop. Rub that belly. We're going to try another experiment. When this colt was born, if the mother had the chance, she went off by herself and had the colt. And she kept that colt away from the herd for 2 or 3 days. When she brought that colt back to the herd and introduced the colt to the herd, this colt knew how to read its mother's intentions. Mare went left, colt went left. Mare went right, colt went right. Mare stopped, colt stopped. As soon as we weaned this colt, people, when they wean, they knock that out of them. They want this horse to go left if I pull to the left. They want it to go right if I pull to the right. So the horse no longer has the need to read your intentions because they skip all that thinking part. They just go right to the punishing if they don't do. I'm thinking forward right now. My hand is behind this horse's eye. Forward means put my leg on and we go forward. Eventually, when you think forward, your body will assume the position and your horse will go forward. You won't have to kick it. Now I'm going to think stop. There's my leg. And that horse stopped. And I'm going to pet it. And it's parallel to me. It's not yielding its hindquarters and trying to get backwards. This is the most vulnerable position this horse can be in. If I was a predator, I could cripple it or kill it in about 20 different ways right here. That's trust. The horse is learning to read my intentions. This flag does not mean go unless I change my mind to go. You see me tapping on him? Now I'm going to change my mind to go. I want this horse to go forward. I'm going to increase my legs. It went forward, I quit. It doesn't get to stop. I did not think stop. I'm thinking go right now. Now I'm going to change my mind to stop. And it stopped. I didn't pull on this horse's head to stop it. I changed my mind to stop and I reinforced that with my legs. As you get to refinement, it takes less and less reinforcement. You just change your mind to stop, they stop. Change your mind to go, they go. I'm going to go left and right and back this horse up 2 steps. Now I'm going to pet it for backing up. Now I'm going to turn it. Left front foot. Right there. Quit pulling. I'm going to change my mind to stop. It stopped. It's reading my intention. Now I want it to go. It's going. This requires you think before you do. But it takes all of the worry away from the horse. Because the horse is tuned into you. The horse can only think of one thing at a time. It can't mentally drift away from you because it doesn't know what you're going to do unless it stays present with you. Now I'm thinking stop. Now the horse is trying to figure out what I'm asking. Because before, when I thumped it in the belly, it went forward. But I was thinking forward. When I thumped it in the belly that time, I was thinking stop. Big breath. Left and right means back up 2 steps. 1, 2, pet it. Now it's still overreacting to this flag on this side. So I'm going to spend some time over here doing this. Watching that horse's head. I want this horse to relax. All I need is a millimeter. I need this horse to relax, not flinch. See it flinch? Looking for this horse to just drop its head just a tiny, tiny bit. There, right there. Quit. Reward it. See that? It dropped its head to get the flag. It dropped its head to get rewarded. It didn't throw its head up to avoid it or defend itself. That's the beginning. Licking and chewing. Does any of this make sense to you?
Yes, and that's why I wanted to be able to see from start to where you've gotten right now. I didn't want to do big motion when I could do just the slight.
But you have to understand if you start with ounces of pressure, you can escalate. Because I'm going to do something right now. I'm looking for the try. I'm going to educate the ignorance and reward the slightest try. And I'm going to do it in such a way that this horse knows if I ask for something, I am going to be persistent and I'm going to continue to escalate until I get a try. That will take the worry away from this horse eventually. Left jaw, right front foot. Right there, quick. Now we're going to try this again. Inside hind leg. I need the inside hind leg. Right there, quick. Pet him. He dropped his head. Dropped his head again. Now remember that thing we did? Left jaw, right front foot? There, he moved it. So reinforcing that a minute ago with this flag is what caused him to do it that time without having to kick him in the belly. And he gets a pet. We're going to do it again. Left jaw, right front foot. See him move it? And he continues to move until I change my mind. He's looking to the outside. When he looks to the outside, I close my fingers and put my inside leg on him. There, just like that. When he's looking to the circle, I open my fingers. Now while he's walking forward, I'm going to back him up, left and right. Left and right. Left and right means back up. 2 steps. Pull pressure means come forward. Just like that. I could take this rope and go like this. No reason for him to listen to me. He's not feeling it. So I'm just going to take the slack out. It's not even tight. But there's enough pull pressure there to cause him to come forward. And I'm going to pet him. Want him to drop his head. 1/16 of an inch. A millimeter. He's raising his head now. I'm not going to quit. I'm not pulling down on him either. I want him to choose. Be concerned or relax. Eddie. There was a little bit of a drop there.
Just a small.
A try. That means that his mind went to drop his head. If they can only think of one thing at a time, and he thought, and his head went down, he's thinking, drop your head. They can only think of one thing at a time. If this horse was going to look at you and spook, before he did that, he would have to leave me. My job is to bring him back to me before he looks at you and spooks. Riding this kind of horsemanship, you have to feel it, you have to think it, you have to be present. He raised his head, he dropped it. We'll wait. He dropped it. We'll wait. My fingers are closed. Because he's thinking up and over the other way. There, he dropped it. I took it away. And it's these subtle things like this that cause these horses to want to be with you. That cause these horses to not worry while they're with you. Forward. I'm going to have this horse walk with me. I want his neck on my shoulder. Legs mean go forward, not pull him. He's not allowed to stop. He can't change direction or speed or gait, right? That's rule number 2. I stop. He stopped. I didn't pull that rope. I stopped. He only gets petted. Though everybody does things different. I want his neck on my shoulder. If it wasn't, before I petted him, I would position him and pet him. When we're leading, he only gets petted on the neck. I'm going to give him a direction. He's late. His neck on my shoulder. This is called leading with quality. They learn to make the connection between your legs while you're riding and your shoulder while you're leading. I'm going to adjust him and I'm going to pet him. We're going to go again. Legs. When he looks to the outside, I close my fingers. When he's on the circle, I open them. I stop, he stops. Look at him adjust. He gets petty. Does that make sense? And you see how he's... That's an overreaction, but it's a small one, but it's still an overreaction. I'm going to do this until he relaxes a little bit. His head went up, it dropped down, he gets pet. And I'm not babying him when I pet him. I'm rubbing the color off of him. Horses, when they pet each other, they bite them, and Jesus, they would hurt a human.
Yes.
But this feels good to them. This doesn't. That irritates the hell out of them. And it makes them worried about what your intentions are. My intentions are, I'm going to pet you. He's looking away. Fix him. Bring him back. Let go. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to check in with me. Forward. When he looks to the outside, I'll put my leg on him. My leg is telling him to bring his face back to me. It's standing him up like this. Inside leg. Now I want him to stop. The same thing that made him look at me. Now watch. I want him to look at me. I didn't want him to leave. I'm going to change my mind to stop. Now I want him to look at me. I'm thinking, look at me, and using the same tool to reinforce that. That's refinement. That'll take you, but pretty quick. It won't take you no time at all. But all of this is completely dependent upon if you think before you do. Because if I'm thinking, that's my intentions. And he's not going to pay attention to my intentions unless we use them consistently. So every time before you do anything, you think, you plan, you implement the plan, and then you observe, remember, and compare the results. If the results are terrible, you can think the same thought, but you got to plan it different. I want him to go forward to my right. I'm not even going to touch his jaw this time. I'm going to put my leg on him. Right there. He moved, I quit. Now this time, I'm going to have him go forward to my right, but I'm not going to use my legs. Left and right means back up. 1, 2. The reward is the absence of pressure. I don't have to pet him. I don't have to give him a treat. I don't have to do nothing. My thought was back up 2 steps, stop. Now I'm going to pet him. Just because, remember rule number 1? They can't touch you for the rest of their life, comma, but you can touch them anytime you want. I pet them a lot, but only if they earn it. If they're being spooky, or trying to get away, or trying to be worried, or trying to be anxious, I'm not just going to keep smashing around on them with a flag until they get quiet, because that won't work. If you can imagine this sentence, I'm going to hit you with this flag until you're quiet. I'm going to hit you with this flag until you're my friend. Both of those sentences sound stupid. How about, I'm going to ask you to back up. I need 2 steps. I got him. Now, he's saying, what are we going to do next, boss? He's present. His attention span. His attention span will get longer and longer and longer the more you utilize it. It's like a little kid.
He is a little kid.
You get good at what you practice. And if focusing on me is part of the deal, he will get really good at focusing on me to where I don't have to do hardly anything and he's there. I'm not overthinking it. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to reinforce that ask with my tools. Today it's a flag. Tomorrow it could be a stick. The day after that it might be a chicken. Doesn't matter. What matters is thinking before you do. Does that make sense? This is all in Tom's book, True Unity. Tom Dorrance, True Unity. I didn't invent nothing. I've never had original thought my whole life. I've stolen from my teachers and proudly used the techniques. Because they work. Now, remember how I was thumping him in the belly to get him to stop? This is just to show you that the flag means only what you want it to mean. Left jaw, right front foot. He moved it, I quit. I want him to stop right now. I'm thinking stop. I'm not touching him. He's damn near pulled the trigger 100 times already. I'm not pulling him. He stopped. Now I'm going to pet him. And he didn't overreact and twitch. So here, come here. All I want you to do is rub him with this flag. That's it. He doesn't get to move, and you don't get to pull on him. You and him have something that I don't. You and him have history. He knows how he has been reacting to you, and it's been working for him. Okay? So that's history. If you treat another person terribly, and yet they stick around, and then you were nice to them, you would scare them to death. History. So the new history starts right now. All I want you to do is just pet him with that flag. I don't want him to twitch, and I don't want him to throw his head up. I want him to relax. Okay? Just go ahead. Everywhere that he's got hair. And rub him like you're trying to get the color off of him. There you go. That feels good to him. That's why that old cat lifts its back when you're scratching his back. Because it feels good. Yeah. Now change hands and go to the other side. There you go. Just walk around over there, get that flag up there. The flag's the comfort. You haven't seen me do any leaning or anything while we're doing this groundwork, have you?
Nope.
I don't. My intentions are telling that horse what to do. I got 2 bridle horses out in the pasture. If you leaned out there to get them to move a body part, you'd be so far out of balance they'd probably buck you off. Well, we're going down the rabbit hole of thinking before we do. Read my intentions. Follow a feel. Trust me. See him drop his head? Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
They can't relax if their head's in the air. Now step over here on the other side again. And you don't have to sneak. You just do your thing. Now, stand still. Tap him in the belly with your flag, but think forward. Now that's your legs. You don't have to pull him forward. You do not have to pull him forward with your left hand. Leave him alone. Relax your hand.
This hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to keep your hand behind his eye.
That's the part that I forgot.
Now, he stopped. What do? Legs.
Legs.
Where do your legs go? Think forward. Escalate your feet. There, let him go. Put the flag in the dirt. As long as he's going forward, you don't even have to do anything. Forward. Legs. This is that history that he has with you. And you just stand right where the cinch would go if he was saddled up, and you just go with him. Legs. Leave him alone. And you don't always have to touch him. Your intentions are, my flag's coming in to kick you in the belly, big boy. You need to go. Now think stop. Rub his belly with the flag. Get up there. Now you pet him. Everywhere. Walk up there with your hands and pet him. You just stopped this horse with the same thing that you made him move with. Do you realize what changed?
I was trying to concentrate, put all the thoughts together.
You were thinking what you wanted to do. That's simple. Don't overthink it. I'm thinking forward, you go forward. Or else I'll reinforce that thought. I'm thinking stop, you stop. Or I will reinforce that thought. Now you go stand there and send him around you in a circle. Kick him in the belly to go. Think forward. Don't quit kicking there. Now quit. Put the flag in the dirt. Just go with him. This is your introduction to teaching him how to read your intentions. Now I want you to think stop. Reinforce that thought with your flag. Now you rub him all over. Oh. Did you want him to go?
No?
And why did you hit him? You stopped.
Because wrong.
Now pet him all over with the flag. If they're doing what you ask them to do, quit asking them to do it. When he was stopped right here, right after he stopped, you thumped him.
I was thinking that you were wanting me to have him continue going forward.
Okay, that's legit. I wasn't a very good teacher at that point.
Well, there's a possibility that I misinterpreted,
But do you see the change?
and that's the part there. If I'm not consistent in asking him, that was a mistake on my part.
That's why you have to think before you do. You had an answer. I said, why did you hit him? And you said, because I thought you wanted him to go forward. That proves to me that you were having a thought. You weren't just hitting him. Now I want him to go forward now. How are you going to do that? Keep your hands behind his eyes. You can't ride with your hands in front of his eyes. Now let him go.
That's the part there. Those are new concepts.
Everything we do on the ground, we try to be able to copy sitting on their back. Now I want you to stop. Think stop. Now pet him. You didn't have to hit him.
No, I didn't.
And he stopped when you changed your mind, huh?
Well, I'm not sure whether he stopped because you said stop.
He doesn't know the word stop.
Not yet.
I'm not going to teach it to him.
Okay.
Left and right means back up. Don't get in front of his eye. You don't have to move your feet to back him up. If you're standing here and he's too far forward and you want to back him up, grab that halter and go left and right. There he is, right there, Teddy. I did not move my feet. The only time you want to move your feet while you're working with him is if you're teaching him to stay with you while you're leading him. The rest of the time, you just have to give him the correct signal with the reins, and he will read your intentions because you thought he needs to get back. Now quit right there, petting with the flag on the face. And the reason that we do that is because, remember what I said, I'm going to rub him with this flag every day for the rest of his life until I get zero response and reaction. Because the flag is a reinforcement of my intentions. And if my intentions are stand still and he's moving, he's not correct. That's perfect. Now change hands and go the other way. Circle all the way around you. You can point if you want. Legs. Don't move your feet. You can't move your feet while you're riding like that. Now I want you to change your mind to stop. Don't hit him so hard. You can get up there closer. Just touch him and release. Touch him and release. Think stop. You can move your feet to stay in the correct position. Just relax. Think stop. Make that rhythmic. Hit him lighter. Pet him. Rub, rub, rub.
Whip.
Anything. So, he has to learn to speak your language, doesn't he? I'm softer than you are. But you'll get softer. Because pretty quick he'll stop when you point that flag at him. And then you don't get to hit him, all you get to do is pet him.
Well, when you say pet him, I'm confused on whether it's using the flag to pet him or me.
Use whatever his handiest,
Okay.
and that flag is 4 feet longer than you, so I would imagine flag first most of the time,
Okay.
and then walk up and pet him with your hands.
And it's for me getting used to using the tools and practicing.
Yes. I give you enough homework right now to keep you busy probably all winter. When you get this, when you can send him and turn him and stop him and have him lower his head, and it's all on the video, message me. I'll give you another lesson that'll give you a headache. Because we're going to take him up to the trailer right now and see if any of this paid off. You said he was reluctant to get in the trailer?
Apprehensive, I suppose, but I mean,
So he could be worried because he didn't trust you completely.
or
He don't trust the trailer completely.
I don't honestly know whether he's ever been in a two-horse slant.
But he has been because you brought him here.
Well, yeah.
So he's proven to us that he can try. We have to prove to him that we appreciate that. So you bring the flag with you, and you lead him with quality to your horse trailer. So get over on the other side and do it just like you would do it at home. And I think that this little Rocky Mountain horse is perfect. He's just trying to figure out the language that he needs to remember. And you're just trying to figure out how to present him with the language that he understands. Oh, that's a good problem to have. It really is. Because you've seen it today different.
Yes, I have, and that's
If you liked the difference, you will not settle for less. And that is my hope. So I'm gonna grab that camera and watch you load your horse. There's no room in there for doubt. I want you to think, we're gonna go get in the trailer. That's all I want you to think. Remember that flag is your legs and he's not allowed to stop.
so that flag is in my left hand, correct?
Yeah, good enough. You could reach around behind you and pretend like you're going to touch him in the belly.
Well, I'm not ambidextrous.
Oh, you will get that way. The best way in the world to learn how to use that flag correctly is when you get up in the morning, put it in your hand, and leave it in your hand while you do your daily. Pretty quick, that flag will not be any kind of an inconvenience. You can wash dishes, you can vacuum, you could go do chores, you could feed, you can move horses, do anything you want. And that flag is just in the hand that needs to be in to get it away from what you're trying to do. That's the best way to learn how to use the flag. And it's not hard after it's not hard. The only reason that new things are hard is because you're doing stuff you don't know how to do.
Right.
When you know how to do it, hard things become easy.
That is true.
Now your intention is you're going to walk to the horse trailer. That's it. With quality. And I'm going to watch you load your horse in the trailer. There you go. And you don't need to look at him because you know that he's with you. There you go. When he looks away, you close your fingers. When he's on the circle, you open them. Simple. And you just think about being in the very front of the trailer. And just go. That was perfect. But do you see how powerful your thoughts are?
Mm-hmm. Now the only thing is, he's going to step out.
We'll have him step forward. What's the flag for?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to get run over.
You're not going to get run over. He's been told not to touch you.
Good job.
So if you use your tools correctly, your tools cease to become weapons and they start becoming very, very helpful and handy, huh? So tie him in there, clip him in there. You can throw the flag down on the ground back here. He's not afraid of it. We've already done our due diligence with it. And I always take the tail of the lead rope, run it through the ring up on top.
Right.
And just let it drop down. There! That was perfect.
Good job. Good job. You're fine.
And I just stick the flag through the ring. I mean the string through the ring.
Hello.
Get the tail of your rope and stick the end of it through that ring up there. Just like that. Now pull it down and let it drop down on the ground. Now put your hand on his back and rub him all the way. All the way. Don't take your hands off of him until you shut this divider. Just keep rubbing and walk back this way. Don't sneak around in the trailer and he won't think the trailer is a sneaky place. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Right behind you is your little divider. Perfect. Tell him to get over. Latch him in there. Push him with the divider. He needs to get away from the divider. Not. Well, what do you think?
Well, now that I know that I can move his rear, that's the biggest issue.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that.
Remember to think before you do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're thinking he needs to get over, now you're going to reinforce that. Instead of using your flag, you're going to reinforce that with your divider. You need to get over, big boy, and then shut the divider. And pretty quick, when you're thinking he needs to get over, he will get over before the divider even comes close to being shut. That's refinement. And don't settle for less. Don't settle. As long as you're practicing the stuff that's on this video, and you get this stuff on this video, you're going to find that every time you do something, you think before you do it. And he gets easier and more quiet and more relaxed every single day. And he'll look forward to coming and seeing you today. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And don't give up. And if you do read books, I really highly recommend that you get Tom Dorrance book, True Unity. It's blue, and they sell it on Amazon. Tom's been gone for a really long time, but everybody that comes out here, the whole business model of equine kindergarten is based on the teachings of Tom Dorrance. Think before you do.
Well, how about Ray Hunt?
Ray Hunt was Tom's #1 student.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I love Ray Hunt. When you get Tom's book figured out, I'll tell you to get Ray Hunt's book. And when you get done with Ray Hunt's book and you get it figured out, I will tell you to get Tom's brother's Bill's book. Bill Dorrance.
Dorrance, okay. I haven't heard his name.
It's True Horsemanship Through Feel. Him and Leslie Desmond wrote it. But everybody gets told about Tom's book, and that's the first one that I'd recommend.
Okay.
Okay? Alrighty. And I want you to just carry on, continue to practice, and I think you'll be fine. This is a nice horse.